Perfect. I caption the photo of me shaking hands with the company director, sharing my big promotion moment online. The congratulatory comments pour in until one notification stops my heart: Mom is calling. 8 years of silence, and now this? My hands tremble as I stare at the screen. I thought I'd buried my past deep enough, but social media has a way of unearthing secrets. At 24, I've finally made department head at Marshall & Associates, climbing from entry-level manager through sheer determination. People see me as the composed professional who brings coffee to morning meetings and stays late perfecting presentations. Still, they don't know about the medical alert bracelet hidden under my sleeve, warning of a deadly peanut allergy, or the family that treated it like an inconvenience. My grandmother calls me resilient. I prefer to think of myself as a survivor. Success is my shield. Each promotion is another brick in the wall I've built between my present and my past. But walls, I'm learning, aren't always as solid as they seem. My life at Marshall & Associates runs like clockwork now. I arrive early, organize team meetings, and review quarterly reports late. The glass-walled corner office still feels surreal, a testament to 4 years of relentless work. My colleagues see me as the dependable one, the steady hand, never knowing I learned responsibility the hard way. Growing up, I was the invisible child. While my sister Madison basked in our parents' attention, I became an expert at fading into the background. Designer clothes and expensive cameras documented her every achievement, while my academic successes collected dust in drawers. Madison is gifted, Mom would say. Rachel is, well, practical. The word stung more than the hand-me-downs. The peanut allergy emerged when I was 13, transforming an ordinary sandwich at Grandma's house into a rush to the emergency room. Mom tapped her foot impatiently as the doctor explained the severity, more concerned about being late for Madison's dance recital. That day marked a shift, not just in my health, but in how I saw my family. The EpiPens became another inconvenience, the medical alert bracelet another reason I didn't fit their perfect family image. Grandma was different. She noticed everything: the straight A's, the part-time jobs, the quiet determination. When my parents refused to help with college housing, choosing to save for Madison's more promising future instead, Grandma stepped in. "Pack your bags, sweetheart," she said, her voice firm with love. "You're coming home with me." That night, I learned that family isn't always about blood, sometimes it's about who sees your worth when others won't. The notification catches me mid-sip, coffee scalding my tongue as I stare at my phone. Mom's name glows on the screen, impossibly bright against the dark background of 8 years of silence. I remember the last time I saw that name, the day I walked away, duffel bag in hand, Grandma's car waiting in the driveway. My finger hovers over the screen, trembling. "Hello?" My voice comes out smaller than I intended, a whisper of my teenage self. "Rachel, sweetheart." Mom's voice flows through the speaker, sweet as honey and just as sticky. The familiar artificial warmth makes my stomach clench. "Your father and I just saw your post. Department head. We're so proud of you." Proud. The word hits like a slap. Where was that pride when I won the state math competition? When I earned my scholarship? When I graduated college with honors? "Thanks," I manage, gripping my desk until my knuckles turn white. The morning sun streaming through my office window suddenly feels too bright, too exposing. "We should celebrate," she continues, as if reading from a script. "Come over this weekend. The whole family would love to see how successful you've become." The whole family, that means Madison. My sister, the golden child, once told her friends not to play with me because I was the boring one. "I'll think about it," I say, my throat tight. "Please do, darling. We've missed you so much." Her voice drops to that conspiratorial tone I remember from childhood, the one that always preceded a comparison to Madison. "It's time to put the past behind us, don't you think?" Family is everything. Family. I touch the medical alert bracelet on my wrist, a constant reminder of the day I learned just where I stood in their version of family. The day my throat closed up from a peanut allergy, and Mom was more concerned about being late for Madison's dance recital than my trip to the emergency room. After we hang up, I sit in my new office, the promotion plaque on my wall suddenly feeling like a beacon that's drawn unwanted attention. 8 years of carefully constructed independence wobble like a house of cards in a storm. The wall I built between past and present has developed a crack, and through it seeps all the old doubts, the painful memories, the questions I thought I'd buried. My phone buzzes again, a text from Madison, "Can't wait to see you, sis. We have so much to catch up on." Smiling face with smiling eyes. The emoji's cheerful smile feels like a warning. The 3 weeks leading to the family gathering feel like walking through quicksand. Every step forward drags me deeper into the past I thought I'd escaped. My phone buzzes constantly, with messages from my suddenly attentive family. Mom sends daily updates about party preparations, each text more syrupy than the last. "Just ordered your favorite cake." She doesn't know my favorite cake. "Everyone's so excited to see you." Everyone meaning the relatives who stood silent while they ignored me. Madison's social media friend request arrives with a message, "Time to put the past behind us, sis." 2 hearts. The heart emoji feels like poison, reminiscent of the way she'd smile sweetly at me before telling our parents I'd done something wrong. I accept the request and scroll through her profile, a carefully curated showcase of her artistic soul. Every photo is perfectly staged, every caption dripping with manufactured depth. Her latest post shows her in a designer dress, posed in front of an expensive gallery, living my truth through art. #blessed, #authentic life. At work, I throw myself into my new responsibilities, hoping they'll distract me from the growing knot in my stomach. But even there, I can't escape. Madison starts following my company's social media accounts, liking and commenting on every post. My brilliant big sister. So proud. Party popper. The notifications make me flinch every time. Grandma notices my distraction during our weekly dinner. She watches me push food around my plate, her eyes sharp with concern. "You don't have to go, sweetheart," she says softly. "Some bridges are better left burned." "I know," I reply, but something pulls me forward, curiosity, perhaps, or that stubborn part of me that still wants to prove I'm worth their attention. But I need to know why now. After 8 years of silence, why reach out over a promotion? The answer comes sooner than expected. 2 days before the party, Madison calls. Her voice sounds different on the phone, less polished, more like the sister I remember. "Rachel, I need a favor," she starts, no preamble. "Mom said with your new position, you might be able to help me get a job at Marshall and Associates." The pieces click into place with nauseating clarity. Is that what this is about? The party, the sudden reunion, "You want me to help you get a job?" "Don't be so dramatic," Madison scoffs, slipping back into her familiar condescending tone. "I'm trying to rebuild our relationship. The job opportunity would just be a bonus. My portfolio is amazing, and your company would be lucky to have me. I think of my team at work, the trust I've built, the reputation I've earned." "Madison, I'm a department head, not a director. I don't make hiring decisions." "God, you're still so selfish," she snaps. "After everything Mom and Dad gave you Gave me?" The laugh that escapes me sounds hollow. "What exactly did they give me, Madison? The hand-me-downs? The silent dinners? The empty chair at my graduation?" The line goes quiet for a moment. When Madison speaks again, her voice is honey-sweet, just like Mom's. "You know what? Forget I asked. See you at the party, sis. Can't wait to catch up properly." The call ends, but the dread lingers. I find myself standing in front of my bathroom mirror that night, staring at my reflection as I methodically check my EpiPens. One in my purse, one in my car, one in my jacket pocket. A lifetime of habits born from that first terrifying reaction at 13. 8 years of no contact, and not once did they ask if I still carried them, if I still needed to be careful, if I was okay. The morning of the party dawns bright and clear. I dress carefully in a new suit, charcoal gray, carefully tailored, projecting the success they've suddenly found so interesting. The drive to my childhood home feels surreal, each familiar turn of the road stirring memories I'd rather forget. Madison's new Mercedes sits in the driveway, gleaming next to Mom's luxury SUV. Some things never change. Aunt Marguerite's daughter Lori meets me at the door, phone in hand like always. She's recording everything, playing documentary filmmaker. For the family archives, she explains, but her eyes say something different. She keeps her camera trained on me as I step inside, capturing my first glimpse of the house in 8 years. Madison's achievements still dominate the space, her Riverside degree hanging proudly above the fireplace, her artwork on every wall. It's like stepping into a shrine dedicated to the golden child. Rachel. Mom's voice cuts through my observations. She pulls me into a stiff hug that feels more for show than affection. You look so professional. The slight pause speaks volumes. In the background, Madison lounges in Dad's old armchair, scrolling through her phone with practiced disinterest. She's wearing another designer dress, probably worth more than my monthly rent. The house smells different, catered food instead of Mom's cooking. I notice they've labeled everything nut-free with conspicuous little cards. 8 years too late for such consideration. The gesture feels hollow, like everything else about this reunion. The party moves to the dining room, where Mom stands to give a speech. Her practiced smile gleams as she taps her glass for attention. We're so happy to have everyone here today, she begins, her voice carrying that artificial warmth I remember too well. As you know, we're celebrating Rachel's promotion. She pauses for polite applause, then continues, it's wonderful to see her finally finding her footing in the corporate world. The word finally hangs in the air like a backhanded compliment. But Mom isn't finished. Her smile brightens as she shifts topics. And speaking of success, I'd like to take a moment to talk about our Madison. What follows is a lengthy celebration of Madison's achievements, her Riverside degree, her artistic talent, her natural gifts. I sit frozen as Mom builds to her real purpose, and now that Rachel has this wonderful position and a role in management, we're hoping she can help our incredibly talented Madison join this prestigious company. The table falls silent. I feel Grandma's eyes on me and see Aunt Marguerite shift uncomfortably in her chair. Lori's phone stays focused on me, recording every excruciating second. Actually, I say, my voice steady despite the pressure building in my chest, I'm not in a position to hire anyone. I'm a department head, not a director. I don't make hiring decisions. Mom's smile tightens, but she pushes on. Surely with your new influence. Excuse me, I cut her off, standing. Mom, Dad, can we talk privately? In the kitchen, their fake smiles vanish. I thought this was supposed to be a celebration of my promotion, I say quietly, not a networking event for Madison. Don't be selfish, Rachel, Mom snaps. Madison needs this opportunity. Family helps the family. Selfish? I repeat, stunned. After 8 years of silence, you only reach out because you want something from me, and I'm the selfish one? Dad's face hardens. We've given Madison every advantage, invested everything in her future. The least you can do is help your sister now that you're in a position to do so. We return to the dining room, tension trailing behind us like a storm cloud. The catering staff served the main course, some kind of fancy chicken dish with a creamy sauce. I take a few bites, my mind still spinning from the conversation in the kitchen. The sauce has an unusual flavor, nutty and. Suddenly my throat feels tight. Panic hits me like a wave as realization dawns. Peanuts, I gasp, my hand shaking as I grab my purse, fumbling for my EpiPen. There's peanuts. The room erupts in chaos. Chairs scrape across the floor, voices rise in panic. Through the growing fog, I hear Grandma's voice, "Someone call 911." The world starts to spin, shadows and noise blurring together. The last thing I feel is my throat closing and Grandma's hands holding mine before everything goes black. I wake to the steady beep of hospital monitors, my throat raw and my body heavy. Grandma sits beside my bed, her face etched with worry. "Oh, thank God," she whispers when she sees my eyes open. "We almost lost you, sweetheart." The doctor said it was one of the worst reactions they've ever seen. Before I can try to speak, Aunt Marguerite bursts into the room, followed closely by Lori. Lori clutches her phone, her face unusually serious. "Rachel," Aunt Marguerite says, her voice shaking with rage, "there's something you need to see." "Lori, show her." Lori steps forward, hands trembling as she holds out her phone. "I was recording everything at the party," she says quietly. "I caught this when you were in the kitchen with your parents." In the video, the dining room comes into view from a spot near the dessert table. I watch myself leave the room with my parents. Then Madison stands up, walks to my place setting, and reaches into her designer purse. She pulls out a small jar, stirs something into my food, then sits back down. The smirk on her face is unmistakable. "That's peanut butter," Aunt Marguerite says, her voice hard. "Your sister deliberately put peanut butter in your food, knowing full well about your allergy." I stare at the screen, unable to look away as the scene replays. Madison, my sister, had tried to, she could have killed me. She knew exactly what she was doing. The room falls silent as we watch the video again. Madison's actions are so casual, so deliberate, that tiny smirk as she stirs the peanut butter into my food, making it clear this wasn't a mistake. This was planned. I check myself out of the hospital against medical advice, my body weak, but my mind crystal clear. The video Lori sent feels heavy in my pocket, like it carries the physical weight of everything I've just been through. When I pull up to my parents, my hands are steady on the steering wheel for the first time since this nightmare began. Inside, they're all sitting in the living room, Mom, Dad, and Madison, acting as if I hadn't nearly died at their dinner table hours earlier. Madison barely looks up from her phone. "Shouldn't you still be at the hospital being dramatic? I know what you did." My voice is calm but firm, carrying the strength of someone who's finally seeing the complete picture. "I know you put peanut butter in my food." Madison's head snaps up, her face twisting with outrage. "How dare you accuse your sister?" Mom snaps, jumping to her feet. "Haven't you caused enough trouble?" I pull out my phone, open the video, and press play. The room falls silent except for the damning evidence, Madison walking to my plate, stirring peanut butter into my food, that smug smile playing across her face. The color drains from Madison's face. Then, incredibly, she laughs. "Oh come on, it was just a prank," she says with a shrug. "You're always so serious about everything." "A prank?" My voice shakes with controlled anger. "I could have died. Do you understand that? The doctor said I barely made it." "Oh please," Mom waves her hand dismissively. "You're being dramatic. Madison was just having a bit of fun." "Fun?" I stare at them, stunned by the depths of their denial. These people who should have protected me, who should have cared whether I lived or died, are dismissing attempted murder as a prank. Dad's voice turns cold as he speaks. "Listen carefully. If you even think about taking this to the police, you're no longer our daughter. We'll disinherit you completely." In that moment, everything becomes crystal clear. the fog of wanting their approval, of hoping they might change, of thinking there must be some explanation for their behavior, it all lifts. These people aren't my family. They never have been. I turn and walk out without another word, my hand steady as I get in my car and drive home. For the first time since Mom's call about my promotion, I feel completely certain about what I need to do. Sitting at my computer, I upload the video to my social media. Below it, I write, "Today I learned what family truly means, and these people are not it." My sister deliberately poisoned me with peanuts, knowing I had a life-threatening allergy. My parents called it a prank. This is the last time I will ever call them family. The response is immediate and overwhelming. Relatives I haven't spoken to in years comment in shock and anger. Aunt Marguerite shares the video with her own scathing words. Friends and colleagues reach out, expressing horror and support. My parents and Madison fight back, leaving comments calling me an attention seeker and claiming it was all a misunderstanding, but the video speaks for itself. The next morning, I walked into the police station and filed a formal report. That afternoon, my parents' lawyer delivered a letter officially disowning me and removing me from their will. Madison posts a tearful video online trying to play the victim, but I feel nothing watching it. The strings they once used to puppet me have been cut. Later that evening, Grandma calls. "I've spoken to my lawyer," she says firmly. "I'm cutting them off completely. You're my only heir now, Rachel. You've always been more my daughter than Camille's anyway." I sit on my couch that night, watching my phone light up with a flood of messages. Support pours in from the people who matter, real family members, friends, and colleagues who understand the difference between blood relations and true family. My inbox fills with stories from others who've had to make similar choices and who've had to draw hard lines to protect themselves. A text from Lori makes me smile, "You're still my favorite cousin. Mom says you can come over for dinner anytime. I'll personally check every ingredient twice." Another message follows quickly, "Also, I'm applying to film school. Your story helped me realize life's too short not to chase your dreams, even if some people don't support you." At work, my team rallies around me. When Madison tries to apply to different channels, my colleagues quietly ensure it never reaches consideration. My boss stops by my office to check on me, making it clear that my position is secure and my judgment is trusted. "Family politics stay outside these walls," she says firmly. "Here, you've earned everything you have." Grandma hosts a real family dinner the following Sunday. Aunt Marguerite brings her famous lasagna, carefully noting every ingredient. Lori documents the evening with her camera, capturing genuine smiles and warm embraces. Looking around the table, I see what I've gained by letting go. People who celebrate my successes without trying to exploit them, who check food labels without being asked, who love me without conditions or complications. The medical alert bracelet on my wrist catches the light as I reach for my water glass. Once, it marked me as the inconvenient child, the one whose needs were too complicated to consider. Now it reminds me of my strength, not just in surviving that day, but in finally standing up for myself. Sometimes the family you're born into isn't the family you're meant to have. Sometimes you have to lose what you thought you wanted to find what you need. 8 years ago, I walked away from a toxic family. This time, I've walked toward something better, a chosen family built on love, respect, and the simple understanding that relationships should make you feel safer, not scared. As I help Grandma clear the dishes, she squeezes my hand. "You know what, sweetheart? You didn't just survive, you bloomed." 1 year later, I found myself staring at another social media post. This time, it's a photo of me receiving an award for corporate leadership. Among the congratulatory comments, I notice there are none from my former family. Mom, Dad, and Madison have been blocked for months. Instead, there's Grandma's "That's my girl." 2 hearts, Lori's best cousin ever. Can't wait to show you my film school acceptance, and dozens of genuine celebrations from friends and colleagues. My new medical alert bracelet is rose gold, a gift from Grandma for my promotion to director. You should wear your strength beautifully, she said when she gave it to me. It catches the light as I type my response to the comments. Thank you for being the kind of family that makes me feel safe to succeed. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is rewrite our definition of family. Mine isn't defined by DNA or shared history but by love, respect, and the simple fact that they'd never dream of hurting me, with words, with actions, or with peanut butter.